Alrighty. Welcome back to the SureWin Learn Something. I'll be your host, Blue Baker, with my padre here, Gloston. Yeah, he's in the house.
Sure, man.
Okay, Sherwin. And we're gonna work on some things today, or talk about some things today that's been going on. I'm gonna say in the local community, something big where we're at, and obviously, I bet you it remnants and it's you can feel it wherever demographics that you happen to be in. We're also gonna talk about some relationship stuff today. Yeah, ladies, I'm talking to you today. Absolutely, we got some insight, as well as some other things as far as the show's concerned. Sherwin,
What's up, bro?
hey man, how's
What's
it
happening?
been?
All is well, bro. All is well.
Good, good.
You
You
know,
looking good, man.
man. Listen, bro. I had to get glasses.
Hey, boy, them 20 stars right there.
Hey, I had to get some
I
glasses.
want to talk
I
about.
take these off. I can't see too
All
far away.
right, all right. I got.
So that's what's changed since the last time we met.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is I found out that I'm was it you can't see far away.
Is that
It's
nearsighted?
nearsighted, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. So when I've been driving for the past year,
Mm.
and them signs look blurry. And so, man, yeah, I had to go to get an eye exam, and it was like, yeah. You need to, yeah, your left eye. It's kind of, and they did the whole little test, and
Yeah,
it's a little blurry out there, man. But a
that's
lot
good.
clearer now. So, but in due fashion, man, I just, I couldn't just put some glasses on that.
I
Me,
mean, they look clean on you. That's why I had to
appreciate it,
point that out, man. They look clean on you, man.
appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Man, but also I'll say in that exam, not to dim the moment, but found out I had glaucoma, bro. It's crazy. I think I was telling you about that.
Let me ask you this: Is a glaucoma reversible, or is it one of those situations once you get it, you just got to kind of maintain it,
Got to maintain
the whole
it.
for it don't deteriorate?
Drops in the eye, you know what I'm saying? They do the frequent eye exams just to make sure that field of sight is
Right,
not closing in on you. And so we usually what they told me is the peripherals are the first to go,
right.
and then the actual eyesight.
So let,
Yeah.
so let me ask you that. So, is there anything that I would say have you learned since then that for anybody who may be, or is there any preventive measures
Yeah.
that they say you might have been able to take to, I'm gonna say, either reduce or
Yeah, that's the bit. That's the funny thing about it, man, is that this is not necessarily a hereditary thing. It's in the eyes. If you start seeing that you are having a lot of moisture in the eye, your eyes getting red, or if you just kind of start seeing, you know, loss of sight
right?
in the peripherals, it's not anything that I could have prevented. And they've not like it's a weight thing or some other issues contributing to it. But it does. It's just like, hey, if you since you're diagnosed with it, at least make sure you're doing the preventive measures as far as taking the medicine, putting the drops in the eye every night before you go to bed. And the good thing is I don't have any pain.
Good,
I've heard people who got glaucoma who have pain.
good.
So I haven't reached that level. No, thank God on that. But I'm just following the measures through, man, and we roll this thing regardless of the sight go out tomorrow, bro. I still got a lot of vision.
That's it.
You feel me? So
Hey, man.
let's continue to move forward. You know what I mean?
Is this vision with the eyes?
Huh?
Is vision determined by the eyes?
Nah, never that, bro. It's
Okay.
never turned by the eyes.
Nah.
Never turned by the eyes. But it's good to see though. But the vision is always in the heart, bro.
Well, talking
in the mind.
talking about vision, and it's funny because on my way over here, I was thinking about something, and there's a question:
Yeah.
can you or would you be willing to plant a tree that you can't eat the fruit off of?
Mm.
So we talked about vision
Mm-hmm.
because I actually think that's tied into this. Because what happens is that if you build a tree, now we know that in order for a tree to be strong and sturdy, that that base of that tree has to be strong,
That's right.
right? So
Yeah.
right, the foundation of that tree, that base of that tree is strong. And what happens is we got to have time to allow that tree to grow. Now, some of the biggest trees we know is because they've been there for years and years and years, but obviously they grow up big and they have these branches that spurt off. So naturally, if you're an individual, and because we have a timeline, right, or expiration date rather,
Yeah, expiration.
would you be willing to put that ply down, get in that soil, plant that tree, knowing that you're not going to show up to any barbecues bragging about anything that came from that tree, but you know you put in all the work. And the reason I say about vision is because the part of that tree that you are,
Yeah.
the base, what's beneath the base that holds the tree grounded?
Mhm.
It's the roots.
That's right.
Where are the roots located? Or better yet, are the roots visible?
Yeah.
You don't see the roots,
The roots.
but that's what's holding the tree down.
That's right.
So I was wondering when you say vision, I was like, yeah, because sometimes when you have vision, which would be to create that tree that maybe the next generation eats the fruits off of, right? Or maybe the next generation, they become the actual tree limbs that then bear the next generation, which then bears the fruit. Could work out a multitude of ways. But remember, don't be scared of that investment because even though they may not see you and you may not actually
True.
see them,
Yeah.
remember the roots of that tree is always grounded. The trick of it is that you don't ever see the roots.
Right.
But we all know the stronger the roots, the stronger the tree.
Yeah. Man, you got to get in the field early and put the work in,
Absolutely.
in order to see what the benefit of what work that you did do. So maybe you see it in your lifetime, maybe you don't. But if you continue to just work, keep your head down. I always told put my hand on the plow, keep my head down, move forward.
All right.
All right. And that gets me to the destination I eventually get to, bro. Yeah.
That's right. That's
So
right.
yeah, man. Focus, vision,
Yeah, man.
all that stuff,
Yeah,
man.
Just
It's,
ask my
it's in the bucket itself, right?
All right. That's right.
Yeah, man. So man, this month right here is mental health month, mental health awareness month. May is that. And man, I bring that up because I had a recent partner, man, who was dealing with some real issues that where, he lost his wife within the past 3 or 4 months. And man, he came up on that anniversary, their anniversary, like shortly after that. And man, he was just going through it, man. And it was like a place where he didn't know where to turn. And he talked to me and some other partners, and we just kind of like, hey man, we gotta be an outlet to each other and releasing what we dealing with, how we dealing with it. But and then it's just so crazy that it was Mental Health Awareness Month, and man, we got to be open to talking about the issues that we're dealing with. We don't have to carry those burdens ourselves.
Facts.
Man, seek the help that you need. Talk to the people that you need, the professionals, the spirituality aspect of it. All those
Facts.
avenues that you have to be able to get that stuff up off you because, man, that mental.
Yeah, I gotta protect you, man.
Exactly.
And the crazy thing is we often say mental peace.
Yep.
And we're talking about obviously the mental man being in a space where, anxiety, fear, I mean the unknown. There's a lot of things that can, drive you. Events or trauma, different type of traumas can send your mental, I'm gonna say, imbalance, right? You're not
Yeah.
in peace. Kind of like what you had mentioned with my man. Hey, wife died literally about a year ago. We come back around to that date. We probably could say that's probably not necessarily unhealed trauma, but obviously it's trauma, him going through that experience, and we're gonna call it unhealed because he's still dealing with it.
Yeah.
Right? And those are things we gotta have outlets for.
Absolutely.
Got to have outlets for it. I'm gonna ask and propose a question on top of that. Do you think it's easier for females to, I'm gonna say, get together, something happens, blah blah blah, but hey, they'll call homegirls up and they'll chitty chatty, have a maybe girls' night out over some ice cream
Yeah.
and some Chardonnay, right, talk all about it.
Correct.
Where boys will sit there and you just won't see him for a couple of days and you wonder what he doing.
Yeah.
They gonna stop answering your call for 2 seconds, right? We ain't gonna answer the call. You have to catch up with them, pull up on them probably.
Yeah.
Before you find out like everything good with you.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get the truth out.
Man, there's a very big difference between how women, break down what they're dealing with emotionally and mentally than versus us men.
That's right.
Us men, we are trained in a sense to, deal with it, move forward. Deal with it, move forward, right? And you in that process sometimes that if you show that you are being weak in those tough moments, then you're considered to be weak. So you learn very quickly to just suck it up and move forward, man. But we gotta have a way, like we just saying, an outlet
right.
to do it. But women with their circle of whether it be sisters or friends, and their women are naturally just an emotional creature anyway.
Right.
So they're able to just, connect with those and just release that stuff. Man, we'll almost feel like, hey, you judging me if I share my weak moment. And so that's why accountability is important when it comes to friends. I think from there, if you have a good core of friends, and me and you've been boys since third grade, right? And we got to be accountable not for what we don't do, but for what we do. But also, I got to be accountable for my friends' emotions, and I hope they be accountable for mine. You got to kind of have that, almost like the intuition
That's
of
right.
knowing that something ain't right.
That's right.
Hey, bruh, no judgment here.
What's-
Let's talk, get it out, whatever. And necessarily you don't have to turn to, hey, let's go smoke, let's go drink. Sometimes we just actually need to have a conversation.
Conversation.
No judgment, just let it out. And then, hey, if you want my advice or opinion, suggestion, recommendation on something, then I gotta be aware enough to know to be able to be comfortable enough to ask you that
That's right.
versus just giving it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
sometimes people aren't ready for it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You gotta make
yeah,
sure.
it's easier for females, and just in my experience, with all with the women that I know, yeah, it's me. They always are easy to talk with other species. They're like species are.
Mm-hmm. Is that the case? Is that the case, ladies? That's $1 million question. Now, I might have my own little experience and exposure, but I would just love to hear what you got to say.
They be at them galentines and
Hey, girl,
and
we
that
gonna go paint pictures
you know what I'm
and do what?
saying? Sipping paints, whatever they be doing, but and they just be talking and letting it all go.
Letting
But
it
they
all go, though.
find ways that it's fun to do it. We are so serious. We gotta try to hash it out right then, or talk about it. Almost like it's a structured way of releasing your emotions and feelings.
That's right.
The females find a relaxed way to do it, and they get it out. They done cried, girl. You know what I'm saying? Tissues and wine and champagne, all that, but they get it out, and they come back sometime to us or to their situation refreshed.
That's right.
And that's how we got to deal with each other on that. Like, how can we have that safe environment, no judgments, where we can talk and we come back from our situation refreshed?
That's right.
Mentally, that makes us stronger, bro.
Absolutely.
If we're able to do that.
Absolutely. Got to walk away sometimes.
Yeah.
Come back to it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So, man, you been watching up what's going on with the sports?
That's it, man. That's it.
You see my Cowboys that we did in the draft?
So, man.
Huh?
Because that's Johnson's brother.
Are we finding our purpose? Yeah, you was talking about us a while back. Yeah, remember that.
So, let me
watch this year.
Let me say
Putting
this.
everybody on notice. Let's go.
So, what I also want us to remember, but I want you to remember, we're going to save this clip. You see how passionate he was. This is what the 49er like to do. We like to listen to the springtime, summertime, all Dallas.
We gave y'all a player.
Trump, we about to go
We gave y'all a player. We gave y'all Ziggy. Yeah, so here you go. You got it.
So what we gonna do? We gonna come to the conclusion, right? Well, do we play this year? I think we play this year.
November, week 10, I believe. Week 10.
I can't remember that, but I knew that I was aware that this year because man.
And I want to say that it's in Dallas because Big Boy
mentioned about
hit
going.
Me up and say, hey, we all need to go.
Oof.
So we need to put that on the map, bro.
That's a great road trip right there.
Very good.
That's a great one right there.
Yeah, and I'm not taking no trash talk from both of y'all.
Oh,
yeah, but
that'd be a lot for a whole weekend too.
Yeah, probably another fight. What happened?
Yeah,
it is what it is. But yeah, man. So you got the football season coming up, bro.
Got you.
You already back into action.
So man, look here. We done started practice.
Yeah.
We got 2 days.
Talk to me about
man. We got 2 days going on right now, man. Yeah. Look, I'm super stoked because this year, if you knew my history just with the head coach up to the third one, situations start off at 6U, go to 7U, do 7-6U.
Yeah.
and it's always basically a building block
Mm-hmm.
year after year to where you have a slew of obviously new players to where development condition, right, just keep them boys safe first,
That's right.
because football is a contact sport, so getting your body prepared to play the sport is key. Obviously showing them fundamentals and techniques is also key so they
Mm-hmm.
can stay out of harm's way to the best of their ability. um I'm stoked though because I do now have the first time where I got basically a returning squad.
Yeah.
So when I say returning squad, I mean I at least got 11 I could put on the field that played last
That's what
year.
I'm talking about.
There you go, at least 11
We ain't
that
starting
play
from
that there. I ain't starting
start
from
from
the bottom.
scratch.
Hey man, started from the bottom, man. We here.
Yeah.
Not this time, right?
Yeah.
So we got about probably in another
Drake.
half, yeah, another half of that. We talk about Drake.
Yeah.
Another half of that. Newbies, no new prospects, which is good. But then obviously, I would say layers it a tad bit on the coaching strategically
Yeah.
because now you got to keep that first step in mind. Where conditioning and development because you got first time players, but then you also now have your
Mm-hmm.
players that are returning that can obviously now provide that additional. It's almost kind of like when you got that kid in the locker room, or I'm gonna say a player in the locker room, and they've been around so they can help other people.
Yeah.
So now I got year players that have been playing for 2 to 3 years. That, okay, I got newbies, but it's not as bad anymore because they can now be an example for the other ones to follow.
So man, how you been able to go from last year to this year and have sound like some growth
Yes, sir.
in that area?
Yes, sir.
What's been the strategy, man, to improve that and increase that?
Servitude.
Huh.
Servitude. Servitude. We talked about mastery, and mastery is just kind of, I'm gonna say, an element of leadership.
Yeah.
Naturally, being a coach, you're a leader. Now, there are different types of coaches because you got coaches that are leaders, and understand you can use this analogy to the boss or whoever's in charge or whoever you're following.
Yeah.
You got a leader, and then you got a manager, and then sometimes even a supervisor. And I'm gonna break it down in them 3 levels. A leader's typically gonna have that vision that they're gonna be able to construct, see things, right, use the resources around them to make whatever the best possible narrative. A manager is just gonna give what you got and they're gonna kind of
Yeah.
leave it there. They're gonna manage. They literally the word is
Yeah.
they're gonna manage
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right. And then the supervisor just making sure you just check you showed up. They could really care less if you got better or not. Right? Because that's just not the job. So on this top part, I talk about leadership because you automatically assume that when you hearing the leader speak that it's because, hey, I'm doing something great.
Yeah.
So the first thing I mentioned was servitude.
Servitude.
Well, yeah, I became a better server.
So many people, man, misconstrue that or
Huh.
overlook how important that is. How can you serve someone else before you satisfy what your want or what your need is? Man,
So,
I mean, you gotta get a lot of ego out of the way, bro.
hey, man, put it outside, man.
You
I
know,
never helped anybody.
you know what I mean?
Come on now. We saw what happened to Kane.
Yeah,
There we go.
exactly.
Right. But yeah, man, servitude, man.
Yeah.
I started getting into the schools, start visiting my players' schools, start showing up at different events
what's
that I
up.
know, man. Hey, start talking to them,
What's
man.
up?
Talk to the parents, and first and foremost, letting parents understand like football is a tool,
That's
right?
right.
We can definitely play the sport. It's a sport. And we realize at the end of it, people have made football a career, but we can also use it as a tool. It's a lot of soft skills that when we think about how we function as a society now and how we kind of got when we talked about in the past, it's like almost individuals living in a society versus a conglomeration.
Yeah.
Man, this is the best way, man, to where I can get boys off of different blocks. They work together, and I'm saying they excited to see each other. They know names. We know. Guess what? Now this block know what's going on this block. This block knows what's going on in this block, and then we gonna meet up in the center block, and we gonna make some beautiful things.
Oh,
And
man.
I said, man, that is the best thing of doing all of this. But I will say it comes back on the foundation, that tree,
Yeah.
the foundation and the roots.
That's
You
right.
may never see it, and it's
Yeah.
okay. Amen. Servitude. Right. I just found a better way to start serving people.
That's right. And through sports, there you go.
That's it.
Man, shout out nephew. Nephew in the studio today.
That's it. That's
What's up?
it.
What's
That's
up,
it.
nephew?
That's it.
Good. But now, man, getting all those young boys together, man, and most definitely from going over from last year to this year,
Yeah.
the jail is getting even stronger.
Yeah.
Man, just connecting the dots throughout the different communities, like you're saying, it's a strength
All right.
that we need to continue to build the next generation of leaders, bro.
That's
At the end
it.
of the day, because this stuff bleed off to the classroom, to the home, right, to the playground. There's an expectation that you are building but there's a certain attitude, there's a certain character that you're building as well through the
Yes.
process.
Yes,
And
man.
that's important for the longevity of and the future of the young boys who our community, bro.
You know, man, great point, man. And to tie into that, and because we talk about educators all the time, you know, we love our educators because we understand the battle. You
Yeah.
know, I know as educators, you guys' intent as far as educating our young people and getting them to the promised land. I know and understand your intent.
Yeah.
When I often speak is also against the system, meaning the education system, not necessarily the players in it. Because I know you guys didn't draw up the plays. Some people are drawing up the plays, but I know the majority of the folks that we refer to are not drawing up the plays. You know, man, that's the thing where we work with you guys at. You know, education is go but so far, but education is really here to benefit your life.
That's right.
Think about it. They put it here, and the crazy thing about education is also, and this sounds funny, but it's what I call a lag situation. And the reason I say it's behind is because even though you do it first, the way you do it first is always determined by how everybody did it here. So however all these results came out over here
Mm-hmm.
from the everybody in high school, and I'm just throwing some out there, that's going to determine what they decide to teach in elementaries in the future.
Yeah.
So think about it. So even though, right, it's still you do it first, but it's typically a lag measure based off of past data. Now, let's bring that fast forward. So when you think about where we're at and as time moves forward,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say it's a lag measure because we know that's been a lot of corrections since me and you've been in school as
Yeah.
far as so updating data to what is really new and what's good. Talking with some educators and they actually mentioned on math statistics. So tell me what you think. So statistically in math, it's just down across, not just in Georgia, but across the board.
Yeah.
And right now, our youth are just not as good as us in math. Now, the first thing we can assume is that I remember when I was in school, I didn't really have. I think calculators were definitely out, but I don't think we were using them quite like that in the class.
Calculators was out when we was in school, bro. Stop acting like
I ain't
man.
no, I ain't talking about I ain't talking about the first grade calculator, man. That only got the one little bar
Man,
that
the
you only get.
Texas Instrument, man. The
You
the
was not using
scientific
those.
calculator,
You was
bro.
not using a scientific calculator in third grade.
I'm not saying that. What I'm
That's
saying
my
is,
point, man.
what you said and it was calculated out.
Oh,
Calculator was out, man. Yeah.
but I did say there was out though. I said
All
there
right.
was just
All right.
check it
All
out.
right.
So check it out. Accessibility.
Exactly.
You know, we
Let me get back on track. Let me get back on topic.
we
Yeah.
talking about laptops and PCs, I guess. You know, and let me get more technological sound.
Gotcha.
Every check it out though. So you know, man, we had to do the long way. So we still learned long division, Like you use
Yeah.
a paperwork and had to draw your X, move it, borrow one. You had to do all that. But think about this in life situations. You then had to go to the store, take out your $10 bill,
Uh-huh.
get change back, give them the right amount of change. So you had to count again. So the education you use actually was applicable outside of school.
Yeah.
So let's go to math now, 2026. So and T got my phone, but naturally, what math are you doing outside of school at this point? And that's why I had to think that, oh, okay, so maybe this is because, and this now think about the lag piece. School is teaching you things at this particular point that are just not as valuable as they used to be due to technological change. Right. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We all should be mathematically sound.
Correct.
But I'd also have to be honest with you to say that I can't remember the last time I worked out a math problem.
Yeah.
So I think you know how to do it, but it's just not as valuable now in life as it once was. Like I said, our grandma and them, they had to be able to count that change out.
Well,
They
man,
don't.
the math, man, they teach them about 3 or 4 to 5 different ways of how to solve a problem now.
Facts.
Do you think that's confusing? And then
Options.
and then mom and daddy come in, you get home, get the house,
Have
and
you
they
seen
will
their
remember
homework?
how we learn. We remember how we learn math.
Have you seen their homework?
Man, yeah,
Like, where they teaching you this at? What?
yeah,
Let me call you a teacher.
yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to mess it up. Right? Talk to ChatGPT.
That's what they want to happen.
That's what's doing. That's what's happening.
The actual help, the dependency to be on that.
You got a high schooler in the house. Hey man, how many times have she used ChatGPT to do? I'm gonna say essays, assignments, and stuff like that.
Oh, it's frequently used, widely used now. All right, and when you learn how to use it to be the narrative or to narrate what you needed to do,
All right.
and you you're able to get your Chat GPT or your Gemini to give that personalized approach to learning you, that learning machine,
Mm-hmm.
then they automatically know how you think, man, in a sense. And so if you formulate the right questions, it's gonna spit the information out.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've learned that not and just kind of just playing with it to test it on other things, but they are using it actually in classwork now. There's nothing that no one can do to stop it, bro,
I
at all.
mean,
It's a decentralized way
yes, sir.
of being able to output information that it's going to be very hard for somebody to say it's been plagiarized, and it's truly factual indeed because of how the algorithms of the information that's being put in and how it's being constructed together. It's going to spit out the data for that specific scenario that is relative and true.
So let me ask you this: do you think the education system, based off of the grading model, and like once again, we would love to have somebody from the education
I
side.
was hoping you asked me.
Please chime in because we would love to hear what you got to say in the field real time. But I'm gonna ask my man here. Hey, we talked about that system. Do you think the education system should be reevaluated on how we assess children for? I'm gonna say because obviously this is the end of the year, right? Pass fail. Because some people did not pass this year, and it was probably due to maybe a parameter that is outdated. Meaning that you know what, they might not get this now, but if we look at what the part that they didn't get that held them back, is that actually relevant into I'm gonna say real life workplace? And think about them; they're going to be in the workplace 15 years from now.
Yes.
If it's not relevant now, you best believe by the time they hit it, they will have something else completely that does that.
Well, man, I'm concerned that a statistic that I listened to the other day that was thrown out was that 40% of the the new jobs
Uh-huh.
in America are most definitely not requiring a college degree.
Oof.
And if you have an advanced degree, they don't want you. All right. So what's the real value? It's the value in education. Let's be number one and say that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But the distance of how far you go or what degree field that you are targeting is going to dictate really what type of work you're going to get now and in the future.
Yeah.
The landscape is changing.
Yes, it is.
All right, yeah, I know everybody here, the cybersecurity is the AI. Yeah, you need to learn some of that stuff, man, because it's being introduced
That's where we're going.
into every systematic approach to producing an actual workforce.
That's where we're going.
Companies are building their own GPT system within that's learning how they do business. And you have to know how to learn to use the AI system in order to be able to survive in what you're doing in your work field or your workforce moving forward and your business period.
So I'm gonna ask you another question on top of that. So education system and for clarity.
Yeah.
So you do or you don't agree as far as that we should reassess how kids are pass fail
Yeah.
school in general.
Yeah, it's yeah. It should be reassessed, man. Very much so.
Do you think?
Yeah.
And understand, guys, it's just our opinion.
Yeah. Opinion.
Do you think the education system itself takes 12 years to complete?
Negative. Not at all. I think we've seen that in many years to come. And this, you understand, this is a system, all right? This is a system that's built on capitalism, period, all right?
That's what it's
From
made for.
elementary to the college system level and beyond, all right? Because we've tracked this in the past of those who went to college and those who started directly out of high school, all right? And their paths chart very similarly to where earnings are and what they've built from a knowledge standpoint from, I would say, hands-on, on the job training versus the actual principles of what you learn in college and in high school and beyond, the principles of certain studies, but the application is they're getting that out the gate. And I promise you, you probably getting you getting some life lessons in learning how to work on the job and application things at the same time. So not only is the educational part of your mind building, but so is the actual application aspect of using those things that you learn on the job right now.
See, man, I think we should replace high school with college. Like, I think we could probably through middle school get through what we did in 12, and then if it has to be where we still okay,
Yeah.
let's make the 4 years for high school. Let's make that college. The reason being is, as we all don't always, all of us do the same thing basically all the way through
Yeah.
about sixth, seventh, eighth. Middle school kind of gets a little bit, but high school we know that you will have kind of more of a different or alternative curriculum depending on which way you're going, and especially depending on how big the school is. You will have the core classes, but you might have ROTC versus maybe automotive
Yeah.
versus, so you might have those things. Uh, do we think if we bring college in, that gives us the flexibility to where, gee, you about to go be Army dude.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to take all 4 years with math? See, if we put it in high school and we make it to where now what you taking in them last 4 years is really about where you about to go. So then by the time you hit 18, get what? You got them the most pertinent classes. If you want to be a biologist, then boo-boo, you do need to take these next 4 years because that's going to help you on your next. But if you want to be an auto mechanic, I mean, is it necessary that you up there dissecting frogs 10th, 11th, and 12th? What we doing? What we doing? Is it necessary?
Auto mechanic don't need calculus.
You know what? So this is, that's so great point. So I'm gonna say auto mechanics don't. Only reason being is to fix cars. No.
Yeah.
No. Watch it now. Yeah. To fix cars now.
Yeah.
To fix cars. I can't think of that one thing. If you had to tell somebody how to fix it, that you about to give them a calculus problem to do it. So let's make you so we understand what it is to do your job.
Yeah.
Now, is maybe the engineer that's trying to design the engine and all of this, maybe dude, but I don't think we talking about you.
Exactly.
We talking about the regular dude at Jiffy Lube, right? Or the regular dude at Midas.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
I just don't. I'm an accountant. I don't need calculus. So I mean, don't even make it like I don't need calculus. Yeah. I hated calculus, and I never used it after school.
Not me either.
Yeah. So I think we could, but that's for another conversation another day. But I know you mentioned about the relationship piece. Try to do it in those spots.
Yeah.
So I do recognize, man, that you did mention about the relationship piece when we were walking in the door earlier, and we almost kind of got away from it for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that you kind of you had a thought. I'm gonna say that you would like to share, or was it more of a question?
I got 5 girls, man.
That's a lot.
5 girls.
That's a lot, bro.
5 boys. 5 girls, 1 boy. Right. And I got 3 adult girls.
God.
23, 20, and I would say not so much an adult yet, but 17, right? And they are influenced by everything around them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether that be grandma, mom, peers, social media, their teachers, whoever, right? Whoever that they see a likeness in, they're going to be influenced by. So you have, people that are influencing the landscape of how relationships and dating what it should look like. And so I saw a quote from Lil Wayne's daughter, Reginae.
Spill the beans.
She was like, "Hey, if a man ain't making $500K, I don't want him. He ain't for me." Now, what percentage of men in this country, is in that $500K range?
I mean, she might be open to international. I mean, maybe that's what we're going with this. You're gonna have to increase your pool.
But that pool gets shrinked when you talking about those numbers.
$500K.
So what does that do for her, who has an influence over her generation as well as just women in general? And there are some women who, not even her age, still feel and think that way. That, hey, they at least got to have a 6-figure dude.
So my first question would be is
That Jake's the approach
if
to relationships and dating, bro.
if you need if
Not
I
reality.
if I need 500K, now how much you need? Because this is the thing now, and I'm just gonna play it in reverse.
And that is Lil Wayne's daughter, so I preface that. All right.
No, and great preference. Lil Wayne's daughter, so understand she got me. So it might cost you just a little bit more to get into that lifestyle. So rightly so. But the point being made, as he mentioned, is what does that do in shape, and is that something that I'm gonna say females overall may be thinking? And if I gotta have 500K,
Yeah.
the question is how many K you need? Because you gonna need some K. Yeah, right. Don't say hundo. No. You gonna need some K too. And the reason I ask that is because let's talk about the system for 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We can date, get married, we'll be making 500K. And let's just say you making 1K. Right? I'm making 500K. So
You mean 100K? You said one.
we gonna say 1K. Right.
That's
Because she ain't gotta
$1,000.
work. Whoa. She ain't gotta work. We gonna get to that example.
Okay.
But she ain't gotta work because I'm making 500K. I think most of us can live
Yeah.
comfortably with 500K
I
and
agree.
income in the house, right?
Agree.
Both can live
Yeah.
comfortably. Cool. So she picked it right. She got the dude that made 500K, right? He's
Yeah.
taking care of everything. So if we break up, okay, or i.e. divorce, understood. I mean, is now the reverse assumption? Because I came in with the 500K and you came in with the 1K. And I make fun of that because we know that's not it. So let's think about that for a minute. If my foot to get in the door is 500K,
Yeah.
right, then I honestly will have to give half of it up. Let's say, because we want it to go right. Right. We don't want to just date just to be dating. Now, I know we got some serial daters, all right, and that's you, boo-boo. But what I'm saying, though, what I'm saying is if you date to do it to marry somebody,
Mhm.
then y'all get married, right? And the requirement to start off the dating scenario was 500K. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love you enough, boo, and I don't want you to work. I got you. We know you ain't, because I know the next comment will be, I know you could go get your own. You got a whole doctorate degree, but you don't have to go to work because guess what? We can pay all the bills. We living in a nice house.
Yeah.
That's what 500K can get you.
Yeah.
Understood? So now we ain't together no more. Something to popped off. Don't know why.
Mhm.
It's now the same standard applied on the backside. And we know it's not.
We know it's not. Yeah.
So that's why I say, man, I don't know if we can,
I mean, man.
the system ain't built for us to be.
So what you saying? I mean, because you got guys who are very in a small percentage make that money,
Yeah.
but you got guys who make less than that, but are 6 figures is just sticks with me
Right.
because at least at my level,
Most folks.
most females that you hear, that's what they desire because that is synonymous to security, right?
Oh, you can financially pay for things.
You see
At
what I'm saying?
100K, you should be decently okay.
But then you got dudes who make 50K
And they doing fine.
doing fine as well.
No.
So
Mhm.
what if you find a dude making 50K? Are you just gonna turn down a good thing because he ain't making 100 or more?
So I'm gonna use this in reverse and the only reason I'm using reverse because obviously me and him are being both dudes. We'll know in
This
advance.
is a male perspective.
Right. So it's really hard to answer that question. 'Cause we both dudes, but I'm gonna use it in reverse for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But to compare with the point.
Point.
Well, yeah, to compare with the point is, so on my side of the house, the question would be is, am I even looking for a female that makes 100K to start off with? Like, is that even a parameter of mine of when I want, right? Just me simply stated, the question like you mentioned, 500K based off of to date somebody. Did I even step up to the table even thinking that you needed $5 a date you? Probably not. And the reason I say that is because I need you guys to understand the difference between we're probably not all that concerned. Right, that you doctorate, you probably busting it at the job, you the top, you get employed a month 5 times, and you might be making 100K. That none of that is registered for why we dating you. At all. Right.
But it's a requirement for you. Make that make sense, man.
Right. I mean, I don't like telling somebody because somebody make 50K.
I'm asking, ladies,
They great character.
make it make sense that has to be the standard in order for you to date a dude. He has to make this amount of money.
That's right. They're telling y'all don't date no broke boys.
He must be a broke one. He must. Nah, I just had a question, man. That's one of the questions that's always been laid out there. I think you learn more about what this the value of, as far as a monetary value that someone has in over a period of time, but that being the requirement up top,
Right.
man, dismiss me with that, bro. Real talk.
You
And
know,
so that affects young ladies coming up, and so that's why us dads, the men that are staples, are positioned in our younger, girls' lives,
all right.
that we have to keep them in reality of what's really real out here, of what you are going to be.
Corporate expectation, man.
Yeah, the expectation of what's really out here, because that percentage of that type of guy gets very small, and it goes from making that amount to not making that amount, but then at the same time, that percentage of that guy who gets to that amount, what's the deal with him? I'm trying
Well,
to say something.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I want to be politically correct.
I can be pretty
but-
correct. I'm gonna tell you. You know what the problem is with him? So let me help you out, ladies. Let me help you out because 1 out of every 10 of us might make it understand, and we're just using relative, right?
Yeah.
That 500K dude in the room, he's 1 out of the 10. Right now, you might have about 5 100K dudes, maybe 375 dudes, and let's say a couple 50 dudes, right? And maybe 1 or 2 that's just coming up.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying statistically, right?
Exactly.
That dude is not everybody in the room. All right, now check this out. If he's 1 of 10 and we all get 1, who else do you think is desiring that one 500K dude? Only reason I say this is that chances are the dude with 500K, and we used to joke about this back when we was younger.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and once again, just keeping it a buck.
Yeah.
Anybody who back in the day, I'm gonna say was a player, look at their job. Chances are they had money, because most dudes know in order for you to run that type of game, you got to have bankroll, right? Because one gonna cost you enough. Let alone you want to have 3, 4. Yeah. Any man right now would tell you, and understand, love you to death, ladies, but you might be my biggest expense also. Right.
Yeah.
But that's obviously what I accept. Now, if you got multiple, that means you're accepting that liability, and not liability, but obviously I'm going to say the expense side of it for multiple people. That will break your pockets. Think about if you got to take 3 different ladies out 3 times out the week on a date.
Yeah.
Lord forbid you eating at these prices, because that's $100 each time.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, if you just making 50K, which might be good, you about 24 making 50K, you all right. But you probably only bringing in about 1,000 every 1,500 every 2 weeks, right? Because after Uncle Sam eats some of that, you're only bringing in about 40. Think about that, and you just spent $600-700 to parlay. Just being involved with multiple people.
That joint get expensive, bro.
Quit. You know how many young brothers we done fell out with, and what it is? Because you're doing this over here, you're doing this over here with that one. Hey, man, your finances are your finances. Don't get that confused.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
So, yeah, man, I mean, that's just it's a topic, bro, that it I don't know how did we get to that point?
And on the question to walk off from this would be is, should money or finances, and I know it's going to be an influence, so I agree to you that it should be an influence, but should it be a final determinant, or I'm gonna say that deal breaker on why you should date somebody?
Yeah, if we're building a relationship, man.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the whole part about building, man. Sometimes, the real treasure's at the end of whatever it is you got. But the question was, and like I said, we were responding or just obviously reacting to the statement. And we don't know. Because like I said, now, he has 5 daughters. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm very close. I got 4. So, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, young ladies right there.
I'm gonna put this to bed up there, because the next thing is like, hey, you got to make 6 figures. You got to be over 6 feet. He got to drive this type of car. Where does it stop? That's what I'm trying to get to. Where does it stop? Hey, pop the balloon or find love, man, and
All right.
and find somebody that you can be compatible with, bro, and
All
go from
right.
there, man.
All right.
Boom. You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
All right. All right.
Man, you said started from the bottom while we here
That's it.
earlier.
That's it. That's it.
That's a Drake quote, dog.
What Drake got going on though, man? I
That's a
hadn't
Drake
heard any
quote.
of his albums.
You know, you used to be the Drake king back in
I
the
used
day,
to be a
dog.
Drake fan, man. Heavy Drake fan.
Yeah.
What going on with Drake?
What just dropped 3 on, bro? 3 albums.
You taking shots at somebody? Who out of what you done heard?
You got receipts, man.
Who you hit? But who taking shots
You got
at?
receipts.
Who you taking shots at though?
Just like Columbia County got receipts, so it get that though. But yeah, Drake. Yeah. He taking some shots at a few folks on there, man.
You talking about J. Cole in it?
Kendrick,
You talking about J. Cole in it?
Ross, he said something about Big 3. I hadn't listened to all of them. So you got 3 albums that dropping, and this ain't no promotion, but he's just saying, hey, he dropped 3 albums: Iceman, Habibti, and Made of Honor. All of them supposed to have 3 different types of feels. One is supposed to be more like an international album.
Makes sense.
You know, the Iceman joint is like more like
That makes sense.
ice in the veins, get back at everybody, that type of thing. And man, you got to realize, man, Drake. We talked about this. Who's our top 5 rappers? And we talked about all these different little categories or eras. Drake fills a void in the era for hip hop or for rap, to where he stapled himself, man, as one of those dudes. You know,
Can't knock what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
That's fact. You ain't gotta like him, but you gotta respect the receipts though. And he once upon a time, if Drake was on it,
yeah.
that was like you knew if Drake came out on your track,
Yeah.
that was about to be the next banger. Like he had that period, that run where if Drake touched it,
Yeah.
it was gold. You're right.
He just dropped one with your boy Future, man. Supposed to be.
Oh, so him and Future got a track together. That's good. They're good. They're good. We was always wondering how that was gonna, I'm gonna say, rekindle itself, considering obviously him would like that.
So you was watching something with Ross? Did he say something about Drake or what?
Yeah. So no. So I didn't see anything about him saying about Drake,
Okay.
but
I know he said Drake wasn't on his level. That's why I asked.
yeah, no. But following obviously, I think it's 18. Is it 8? What is the podcast for Jada Kiss and Joe?
What is that name of that podcast?
I can't remember it, but the Jada Kiss and the Fat Joe podcast.
Yeah.
No. They had 50 Cent on there. And 50 Cent, I mean not 50 Cent, they had Rick Ross on there.
Yeah.
And Rick Ross was going in on Fat Joe, but they asked him about Drake too.
Yeah.
They asked
Joe
him
and
about
Jada.
Drake.
Yeah.
They asked him about Drake too. And he was real cool about Drake though. But he was just like, man, the issue with him and Drake was that Drake obviously must have said his name somewhere.
Yeah.
And that was the issue. But he said that basically Khaled was the glue stick behind
Glue,
all
yeah,
that, and it was all good. But man, it was funny the way though that Joe was trying to just ask some simple questions, and nobody in particular, and how he just he was adamant about 50 though.
Yeah, you know, man, that's been a beef that probably will never die.
You get that alley oop?
That'll be a beef.
I
that
caught
never
it,
die,
man. I caught it.
Rick Ross, when he ever get a chance to say something negative or bad about 50, he gonna say it, bro.
Yeah, I didn't realize still kind of had that going on. I know they'll have a distaste for each other and all that. But what about the verses though? When that verses come out, isn't it him against him and French Montana?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good one, though, bro. I don't.
You don't think French matches up well with Rick?
Nah. I
Not
think
catalog-wise.
the T.I. versus Rick would probably be a better battle. And I know we talked about 50 and T.I. at one point as far as the verses, but that ain't gonna happen. But I think Ross and T.I.
Ross and T.I.
both of them got a very good
catalog.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. I wonder if they could set that up. But I guess they can't now because that won't have a date, the French and Rick.
No,
It's already happened. Oh, who won?
I didn't see.
Oh, okay. Wow, it already happened. Okay, I got to catch up. Yeah, we got to, I'm about to come.
I missed that one.
Before the next one, I'm going to have to, well, I mean, that's because it probably doesn't carry the, but you see French and Rick on a lot of songs
Yeah.
together, so it's kind of.
That's probably why I wasn't even, I think I heard it, but I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
You know, now what was interesting was that Tank and Tyrese,
They still beefing, dog.
verses. No, you know they had the verses too.
So I saw they verses a little bit of it, and it was like so much trash talking.
It's the
Like
most
it was,
raggediest thing I've seen in so long, man. And why can't they be like Chris Brown and Usher,
Mm.
who brought their entities together
Mm.
and settled out everything. Huh?
Yeah,
That's collaboration at its finest right there, bro.
but you know, man, I'm gonna have to just also say this, and
Why can't we just come together, though?
and I like Tank, and I like Tyrese. Now, but to me, they still probably on a B level when I think about it when it comes to Usher and a Chris Brown.
Mhm.
But the point to that is that if those two titans of the game can kind of come together and
Exactly.
make bread, you know, man, y'all chill out with all that, man. And let me tell you, you know what? Not to, because I ain't on nobody's side, but you know what old boy said about Tyrese? Talking about, because you know, it was him and Genuine. You know, Genuine was in a group with him too.
Yeah, that's right.
And he said, man, so they was interviewing him, and what he said was, he was like, yeah. He was like, look, man, he said, well, what happened was, and this was old boy talking about Tank talking about Tyrese, talking about it should have been Tag instead with Avant. We should have picked Avant.
It's a low blow.
Horrible blow.
Man.
Horrible blow. Horrible blow.
But man, you got those two who probably won't ever get a collaboration done, you know, even after that
Yeah.
nonsense. But you got Usher and Chris Brown was able to come together. Man, why can't Richmond County and Columbia County figure out it together, bro? Huh?
You know,
In light of the new things that are happening in Columbia County and how they're restricting access or putting parameters on access to them, and I'll say some in some form or fashion they're justified, right?
Right.
But does this create an economical war between both counties going forward? Because now it could be a tit for tat thing of how this works. And if you don't know what we're talking about how Columbia County had Thunder over Evans, and they had over 33 certain arrests between adults and young folks out there who happen to be from Richmond County, that disturbed and disrupted that entire event, right? And Columbia County, man, who wants their face card to always be looking good and clean, you know, they have implemented a system for the next event to where you have to be a resident of the county who has to purchase a ticket to go to the event. You get 8 spots based on you as the resident of Columbia County. Are you able to give it to someone who's in Richmond County or McDuffie or whatever? Absolutely. Once you get 8, that's it. But this is a way to minimize and weed out what has been kind of like a open forum or open session for people to just come in how they want.
You know, man. I know we talked about that earlier, but I'm gonna actually have to. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Gotta have accountability too, you know. So
I'm gonna go black side on this for a second.
okay,
And what I mean by that is, let's think about it. They just created a market though. The market is going to be those tickets, because think about it. If every family in that county, and I know this, and this is actually outside of the form, but when I think about it, I thought about the math, and I'm like, so what happens now is for every event that's in Columbia County and you're a resident, that means you got these tickets. What's going to happen is that you and a family in Richmond County of the approximately same size, they're going to become best friends. Right. Because naturally, for anything that this family may be trying to do in this county, but you know, you just got the tickets, hey man,
yeah,
gonna start paying for them. Because there's enough people that probably doesn't attend the event, but your household still gets this credit for these amount of tickets.
correct.
Man, this is crazy. So that's all that means, man. But back to your point, though. I just thought about it because now I'm just thinking, like, man. So if you want to make any money, and you know that there's a popular event in Columbia County, and you work with friends in Richmond County, and you know they can't get tickets,
Yeah,
sell them. Ooh, I'd like to see how this happens. Now, good thing they ain't got too many big events like that. I think that where we tearing down the doors, but you know the doors back yet about that. But let me ask you a question.
but access to Columbia County, dog, period, has been sought out after by many of this area.
So then let me ask you:
Why is that though?
do you think it's fair? Fair is a tough one.
Yeah.
Do you think it's right for a county to, I'm gonna say, with a bordering county, do any type of limitations or any kind of segregation against a border county? I mean, you here, they're here. Literally, some people are on the line. If you step on one side, you're in one county. You're on this side, you're in another county. So I'm saying it could get just like that. Should a bordering county have the ability to determine that you can't cross over the line?
Bro, we talked about this. Remember the ban. They already are exercising the ban for people who create criminal activity in their
Correct.
county.
Correct.
So this is just another level or another way to reduce what they consider to be unruly behavior in their backyard. Now, here's what I say is that long term, I don't think that this is going to be the answer because, yes, Columbia County's done a great job with creating inventory of entertainment,
right.
inventory of retail, inventory of restaurants, data that will appeal to any young professional, to the family
Right.
overall. And the expansion of Columbia County has happened, you know what I'm saying, all the way around, not just Evans, Martinez, but also in the Grove Town and, all into the bleeding towns as far as like Apple and Harlem, this and the third. Eventually, you're going to run out of room.
Yeah.
And so Augusta, I hope this right here sparks a fire up under those who are in leadership, who like to debate everything, sit on their hands, be reactive to things, and say, we have the opportunity to be like Columbia County in a sense, because we have all of the real estate to be able to do it, but we just gotta move, man.
We just, on the bad part, we just had elections. Now,
Yeah.
so, this would have been great to do right before it because that might depend on who you vote for. Yeah, I agree, man. Being on the Richmond County side, obviously, I've seen it. I remember when Grovetown was basically a stoplight in a store. Ride through there and you done. And now, man, I mean, Grovetown's immaculate when you just think about, obviously, the expansion. That's kind of crazy, though, I think, to be able to tell somebody who literally is, right next door to you that because you live next door, you can't come to the event. I kind of look at it like Georgia. We all got Georgia driver license, so the family is Georgia. Yeah. You're just another sibling. That's Evans would be, one sibling. Richmond's another sibling, but we all Georgia.
Well, man, Columbia County got built or got its status or got its goal from Richmond, bro.
Yeah, man, it ciphered off his big brother.
Yeah.
Oh, it did that.
But it went and had success.
Yeah, it did like a champ.
Oh,
it ciphered off his big
really
brother.
Created a blueprint, man, to how you should. So these counties need to be taking a page out their book and going to conferences or whatever and figuring out, hey, what's the secret to your sauce?
Hey, man.
Easy.
Let everybody live over here, shop over here, work everywhere else. Real easy.
Because you don't want to get into the point to where, hey, you're like, okay, we want to, even though we know Richmond County dollars go spend money in Columbia County,
right.
Also do Columbia County dollars come and spend money in Richmond County.
Fair enough.
Right? But when you start fencing off, I think you hurt yourself in the long run more than anything because you give now, I would say, your quote unquote opposition the opportunity to just reform.
So I'm gonna say based off of timing, I'm gonna go into timing that I'm gonna slightly variate on that. Okay. And the only reason why is that the reason you put up the fence now is because I've got enough or I ciphered enough resources to where guess what?
Yeah.
When I was in the third stage, I still needed the door to be open, but I built up to this point. Yep. So at some point, guess what?
Yep.
I am going to put the fence up because I no longer need it. And it's with a point that you just made. I thought about Why does somebody from Columbia County does come to Richmond County outside of work? It's not for eatery. It used to be for eatery. It's no longer for eatery.
Yeah.
It used to be for shopping. It's no longer for shopping. It used to be for entertainment. It's no longer for entertainment. So technically, once you get home in Columbia County, what reason would you? They got more eat spots, and I'm not gonna say more eat spots like because maybe Richmond County just due to
Mm-hmm.
be here long, they got I'm not saying
Yep.
that. What I'm saying is that they definitely got well more than enough to compete to keep
Yes.
somebody not wanting to come all the way over here
Correct.
to get a burrito when, bro, you got Bob's burritos right there sitting.
Yeah.
That's all I'm simply saying. And the same thing with clothing, retail, right? They got all the TJ Maxx, not TJ Maxx, the Tarjays. They probably do got a TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Can't see how you not.
They do.
Right. The Marshalls. You
Yes.
got what belts? Was that belts
Yeah.
in the?
All that.
So you got all of that already down there.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you come back? Right. And so now what they did was the only time you go down is for work, and now you come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spend the money in Columbia County because guess what? I don't have to go anywhere to
Yep.
go eat anymore. I go shop because they got places for me to shop now. And this is the other thing, folks. Can't keep Atlanta's a lot closer to Evans than it is to Richmond County. What does that mean? Nah, I know you're talking about only 30, but 20's right there. So right, you're now an hour 15 from Conyers. So if it's really that serious in the retailer I don't have in the locale, that means going to Richmond is not even an option. It's probably Conyers going up the other way, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Hour and 15. Right. So I'm thinking that they're at a point to where the only thing that really can happen is probably what you meant they have to have reform. Richmond has become more attractive.
Correct.
You have to have people choose to come back this way at this point.
And the people of Columbia County listen to their people about what they wanted and what they needed. And Richmond County, I believe they have not. Now, and when your focus is more on how to, remodel the jail, and listen, every person
Wow.
in jail needs a habitable living situation, all right, that is not necessarily comfortable, but it is clean, it's safe, all that. That jail is in shambles.
That's right.
So yes, that needs to have attention on it. But your county, your city, man, it is too much opportunity of developing here that you have not taken a chance
Can't be the focus.
to do that. You have not taken a chance on doing that.
Yeah.
And now everything is spotlighted over on this side of the line in high regard. What's spotlighted is Augusta National, right?
Which is international money, by the way.
Which is international money, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of that money comes
But
from
outside of that, Richmond County get a lot of heat on them, spotlight on them for a lot of negative stuff, man.
Yeah, and then you got North Augusta, which happens to be South Carolina, on its neck too. So you on your borders, you just got North Augusta over here vibing, building. Then you got Columbia County on this side vibing,
building.
And so, boy, you in a tough spot.
Grovetown,
You in a tough spot.
vibing, building. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, you that side, this side, where you gonna turn to? And you do is what we're losing folks to definitely South Carolina. Right there on that border between Graniteville, the Aiken area,
Aiken
North
is his own,
Augusta. We losing them, reason being. And the same thing, reason why they're going out west to Columbia County, for the same purposes.
Yeah. What you don't want to see happen is you're on the outside looking in to these internal ecosystems within certain cities and towns and counties to where people are developing their own situation to where they have their own retail, their own shop, their own clothing, their own food, their own gas, own grocery right there in their little community because it's relevant. I see a lot of mixed use developments that are being built that way. You see what I'm saying? Woodside Plantation, they got the Publix right outside their daggone gate. They wanted to have it inside, but it didn't happen that way, right? But what happens is that you start getting these exclusive communities, man, come on. You got to see what's happening and make some changes. So I challenge the developers out here, the economic development division of Richmond County, and I say challenge. I ain't saying challenge like you're not doing anything. I'm just saying really lock in and focus on what the people need here, man, to avoid the out being on the outside looking in.
Yeah, right.
All right, entrepreneurs come together,
Yeah,
develop, create. All right, this is time to collaborate now,
that's it.
bro. We coming to the end, man. It's been
That's it.
most definitely a pleasure, man. Again, man, to get another
always, man.
episode knocked out, man. What's been after you get ready to go to the wrap and close? What's been the most recent learn something or sure win that you had?
Oh man, that's a good one right there. That's a good one right there. I'm gonna pass on to you this time, man. I can't think of anything up tip top now, and I'm busy, but I think I might be more in that phase of where we started and established, and we're on the journey of just maintaining. Which a lot of my time obviously goes into football. Everything else is kind of normal, rigmarole between just the day to day life. But the biggest thing is, and we just kind of already in motion now. It's just making sure we keep up. If anything, man, what I would say is what I did learn or what I'm learning or I would say I may already have learned in the scenario, and obviously to assure a win would be that what we talked about earlier in that servitude scenario. Leaders, 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 leaders. You do not lead because you do not follow, right? You lead and you follow.
That's right.
That's how that works. Be the person that shows up to the room, not telling people what you want from them, but be the person that asks everybody what they need.
Absolutely,
Just saying.
man.
And that's a good way to take what I've just learned over the course and the epitome of what's going on right now. And I've turned it into the organization, as a good win. So
Perfect, man. What I'll say is that I move fast on some things that I responded to that I shouldn't have responded to, and not necessarily that it was uh, something that I had to respond to, but I think the old nature got in the way, right?
careful.
And the proverb tells you, man, hey, the wise man speaks when he needs to, and the fool talks up outrageously and loudly, right?
That's right.
And so, man, me understanding that I don't have to respond to everything, right? But sometimes you need you need a tap cat. Sometimes you know.
Got
And
to.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
that's that part.
yeah. Everyone,
But in all reality is that some things are just beneath you, and so man, you leave it where it's at. You keep it moving forward. If they ain't if they ain't talking about you, then you ain't doing something right.
Which is such a great segue because the next time, guys, we're gonna talk about time.
Yes.
And I'm saying we're gonna talk about the whole time, nothing about time. You can be like, how was that so? Stay tuned. Because this has something to do with time and value, man.
Yes.
Man, look here, value time is a resource. It is a resource, and it's the resource you don't control. It's a resource. And sometimes, man, like you mentioned, you can't you gotta walk off because entertaining things, basically giving someone your time.
That's right.
Or something your time.
Yep.
Right. Is what you shouldn't do. Yeah, it's not worth your time.
All right, man. Well, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hey, this has been another episode of the SureWin and Learn Something podcast. I'm your host, Sherwin Glosson, host right here, Blue Baker. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do not forget to go like, comment, subscribe, all right? Hit that button to subscribe at YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. And yes.
Hold on. Look, we do got a visitor. He mentioned the nephew, so we're gonna let the nephew just step. Come real quick. Right.
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna let the nephew step in and step in real quick. So, if
what's up, nephew?
What's your name, good sir?
My name Terrence Marshall II.
Oh, okay, you a second one, huh? What's up? That's what's up. That's what's up.
This is speaking to the mic, right? Yeah, there you go. Squat down some. There you go. What now? Tell everybody what your name is.
Terrence Marshall II.
Got it. Terrence Marshall II, or TJ, as I know your nephew. Man, how was this past school year, and what do you look forward to for this summer coming up?
My school been good.
Okay.
I just like it. I love my teacher.
Talking to the mic. There you go.
I love my teacher. Yes. My teacher just teach me how to like know time
Yeah.
because that how it makes me better at math, at reading. I'm good, and it makes me more good at reading.
Nice. Good, good. And so you looking forward to the summer? You put all the work in through the school year. I'm pretty sure them grades look like A's and B's all the way through, or either straight A's, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. And then now we going into the summer. What we got planned for the summer? I know you playing football, practicing football right now. What you got planned for the summer?
Going on a cruise.
That's what's up. Be careful, all right? But that's what's up. Have fun on the cruise, man. Have a safe summer, all right? Do what mom and dad tell you, all right?
Yes, sir.
Learn a lot, get better, work hard for football season coming up, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Shout out to Augusta United.
All right, you gonna throw it up? That's how you look. Come on, man. You got your dad coaching you at Augusta United. Come
Let me
on,
take
man.
it back over. We don't know what that is, but remember, you did say number 2, so
Oh,
don't worry.
man.
We working on Deuce, okay? We working on Deuce.
All right, folks. That's been us for today. We see you next time. SureWin LernSumthn podcast. Y'all.